Alright, welcome back to Elden Ring, everybody. It has been a while, quite frankly, since the last time I played this. It's been about 6 months for me. For you guys, assuming I have stuck to the upload schedule that I plan to, which is not a guarantee, but I hope so. It probably only will have been about a week for you guys, but it's been a while for me. As a result, that means that I kind of don't remember what the fuck I was doing last time. I didn't really... At the time of recording, the previous episode is nowhere close to being edited. I have not even started editing it. So as a result, I don't know kind of what my plan was or where I was going to go. I have a couple ideas, I have some goals, but I don't have anything kind of set in stone. So I think, more or less, what the plan here is to finish exploring Scatawaltis. I don't know how long that's going to take. I think I got most of this main part here. If I remember correctly, I left this stuff off to do in future. I wanted to do that last because of the big castle, which I believe is the Shadowkeep. That's the other thing. It's been almost a year since the DLC released at the time of recording. So at the time of like upload, it actually might be over a year since the time of release for the DLC. So as a result, I know a lot more about the game than I did last time. I know a lot of the names. I know what most of the main bosses are. I don't know where all of them are. I don't know the deal with all of the areas. But I know kind of most of what there is in terms of bosses. So, yeah. So I'm trying to kind of think here. I think the plan I have at the moment is to explore this village, explore over here, explore over here. I don't know if I have the means to drop down into this place. If I can, I will. But otherwise, the plan is to go across this bridge, check out this section here, and then kind of head for Shadowkeep. So I don't know if I've done like this. I might go and check that out briefly as well. I know there's like the big fire golem thing over there, but yeah. So bear with me a little bit is kind of the moral of this, because I am basically going to have to relearn everything about what I was doing with this game. And as a result, this episode in particular may feel pretty scattered. So, apologies if that is the case, but yeah, I wanted to get back into the whole recording deal, because I think it's pretty fun. And yeah, I just, with me doing the whole upload thing again, and actually putting focus into editing and such, it felt like this was maybe a good time to get started with some of that stuff again. So, we're gonna check out the village here first. It seems like a decent plan. I think it should be pretty chill for much of this episode. I may have to kind of relearn the controls. Is that an NPC invader over there? Okay, I mean, that's fine, I guess. The other thing is, I'm talking a little bit more quietly than I kind of usually did. That is because I have moved, and particularly I have moved across the country to a very small apartment where I have actual neighbors, so I just, you know, want to be conscious of the fact that I live next to other people, and I don't want to disturb them too much, especially because, like, I'm recording this at, like, 9:30 p.m. on a Sunday, So, you know, I don't want to disturb anybody. And that's when I'm starting recording, by the way. That is not, which means that by the time I finish this recording, it'll probably be close to midnight, or like 11 or 11:30 or, you know, whatever. So yeah, I you know, want to make sure I'm not disturbing anybody. The other thing is, I also have the fan on. Part of that is to hopefully make my voice carry not as far, you know, again, for the purposes of not disturbing neighbors, but also, I live in a fairly big city now, and I live, like, downtown in that city, and it's loud sometimes. There are, big, car revving noises from time to time right outside my window. It's not like I'm, like, at ground level, where, you know, I'll be hearing stuff all the time. I do have a little bit of distance from stuff, but it can still get loud, particularly because I live pretty close to a hospital, and as a result there are... Oh my god. Okay, hang on. I'm getting a little bit distracted here. These guys should not be giving me any sort of trouble. But yeah, as a result, it is pretty common to hear sirens just all the time, so that is also partially why the fan is there, to just provide some white noise so that the recording is not just constantly being interrupted by very loud outside noises. So yeah, that's a lot of preamble, but yeah, I wanted to kind of get all of that out of the way. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of go around and start exploring this town a little bit, see if I find anything really, like, of note. Like this guy, for instance. Okay, well, I guess this is some sort of NPC invader. He does not seem to be particularly difficult at the moment. In fact, this guy's kind of a pushover, actually. He just keeps sharpening his sword. Okay, I don't know really what that was all about. He had a sick-ass sword, though. I will give him that much. That didn't really give me anything, except maybe a shit ton of souls. Hang on. 134,000 souls. Okay, interesting. I don't know how many of those I had beforehand, because, again, long-ass time since I played this. But yeah, so anyway, I got distracted there a little bit, but again, I'll look around this place. If I find something cool, I will report back. But yeah, after that, I'll go from there, see what else I can find in the wider Scadu Altus area. Interesting that there's more than one of these guys. I don't know if I should actually fight this guy at the moment, because it's not just him. Yeah, okay, so I'm already gonna give up on that. I don't know. He's got, like... Oh, shit, hang on. Hang on, gotta get reused to the torrent, having to, like, spin the wheel there to get my health flask back. It is interesting that there's, like, more than one of those guys, though, because that's not typically something you see where, like, you have multiple of those type of NPCs in the same kind of area. But I don't think that's really worth collecting, or, like, worth taking on that guy, so just not really gonna do it. Also, Revered Spirit Ashes, from memory, are the things that, they're like the Erdtree fragments for your summons, which is great and all, but I don't use summons, so not particularly useful for me. That's fine, though. You know, good to have that stuff, I guess, but I don't particularly use it. Okay, ended up going back and getting that guy in Torrent. I don't know, I would like to, you know, see if they give me any cool items. I also need to try and make sure that Torrent does not go down here, because there's enough people here that could be kind of an issue. I'm getting turned around in this village, though. It is, like, kind of tricky for me to remember where I have been. But yeah, I wanted to mostly see if that guy dropped anything interesting. I would like his big sword. I think that would be fun to use. But it does not seem like you can get the big sword, which is unfortunate. So, oh well. Maybe this one will give me a big sword, though. Or maybe I'll get stuck in a building. Even the weaker ones of these guys all hit like fucking trucks, man. Like, even these guys, who are, like, I can one-shot, you know? Even they can be a pain in the ass. Okay, we've got another area down there. That's that river area. Looking at this now, it doesn't really look like I'll be able to get down there from anywhere over here. So it is possible that that I will not be going down that way today. I don't know if that's a place where, like, you have to go through Shadowkeep to get that. I think that is very possible, though. So, yeah, that could be off the table for now. That's honestly fine. The other thing I forgot to mention is I do also have some stuff I want to do before I go to Shadowkeep. Particularly, when editing episode 9, which is at the time of recording, that is the most recent episode that I have put up on YouTube, I think I saw a cave in the Cerulean Coast that I missed when I was playing through it. So I want to go check that out. And then I also know that the Putrescent Knight, I believe, is in that big pit in Cerulean Coast, which I could not get to at the moment. I think, though, I know how to open that up. Oh, sweet. I was literally just saying how I wanted that weapon. Okay, cool. That is good to know. I don't know if I really want to, like, check it out too much while I'm here, because there's still kind of a lot of guys that are just jumping around. I'm probably not going to switch to it either. I kind of like the sword that I have at the moment. I think it's certainly better than that halberd that I had. Having to edit, like, the 4 hours of attempts that it took me to finish Rolana's boss fight with that thing was a little bit painful. But anyway, my point is there's stuff I also want to do in the Cerulean Coast, and I think I know how to get to the Putrescent Knight stuff. I don't know if we're actually going to fight the Putrescent Knight tonight in this video. I think that's kind of unlikely, because I believe you have to go through the Stone Coffin Fissure to get to him, and I don't know how long that takes. So if that takes a while, then... Is that a... yeah, big scorpion. Okay. If that takes a while, which it very well might, and that's assuming we even, by the way, get to that point tonight, which I think is not guaranteed. But if it takes a while, if we do get there, then, you know, I don't think that Putrescent Knight is really on the cards for this episode. Maybe I can give him one attempt if I really get to him, but at the moment I'm leaning towards that'll be a next episode thing, and then however long after that it takes to do Shadowkeep, that'll be like the next 1 to 4 episodes. I know Shadowkeep's really big. I don't know quite how big, but I've heard it's very big, so I think that could take a while, and then obviously you have Mesmer over there as well, who, yeah, it could also take a while. That is the other thing, though. I have intentionally made sure, like, I haven't looked at people, like, really extensively fighting the bosses, because I do still want to, you know, have the experience of, you know, learning the boss patterns and all of that stuff, and doing the fight myself. So I have stayed mostly blind on that, actually, surprisingly. Also, yeah, cave. I've been so busy talking about background stuff that I did not even mention the fact that we have found another one of these cool caves here. So with this and with a possible cave in Cerulean Coast, yeah, the likelihood of us getting to Putrescent Night tonight is probably pretty low. But I'll give it a red-hot go anyway. And yeah, this cave looks like it'll be a pretty big one. I think a lot of this looks like it's probably explorable space. We'll see how hard or easy the boss is for this cave. Obviously that could really make a big difference as to how long part of this takes me. I doubt the boss is going to be really anything special in here, though. They usually are not. So, yeah, this is probably not going to take me too long to complete this outside of just, like, exploring. But you never know. Oh my god, that guy startled me. I did not see him just chilling in that chair there. Oh, wow. Okay. Grab attack, that's really cool. I even knew they were there because of the messages, and they still got me, so well done to these guys, I guess. Also, I realized I may not have even rested at the bonfire here. I don't think I did. Part of me wants to go back and do that. Part of me also doesn't, because then the enemies respawn. Obviously, I haven't really done much here yet, so, you know, it wouldn't really be a huge deal. But, oh my god. Another one, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I'm confident enough that I can take the boss of, you know, whatever boss is down here, that I'm not overly concerned about it, so I think we should be fine for now. Alright, down the hatch we go, I suppose. Huh, interesting. Seek talisman and then try here again. Okay, I don't really know about that. This is interesting though. I think, again, this is keeping with the trend of the caves being actually cool in the expansion. Which is, again, not something that was really prevalent in the base game. And, like, yeah, there are some visual themes that carry over, but more or less, I mean, this is pretty... There's a lot more in terms of, like, unique stuff here than there was in the base game, which I very much appreciate. Okay, I mean, good news is I do still have some level of FromSoft muscle memory. I was kind of worried that maybe I wouldn't, because, again, it's been a minute since I have played any of this, and I actually, straight up, I almost just decided to not finish this game. I am recording this at a time when there have been a lot of other big games that I want to play that, you know, very well could have taken this series' place as the, you know, the Tuesday... Oh my god. Oh god. FromSoft grab attacks everywhere. Okay, I gotta be a little bit careful here. Everything does so much damage that, you know, Stalwart Horn Charm. Okay, cool. This is where we were earlier, so I don't really need to do much in the way of that. But I do want to see what this is. Vastly raises robustness, which governs resistance to blood loss and frost. Horns are sublime artifacts to horn scent, and their presence confirms the belief that they are a chosen people. Only the repeated sprouting of fresh horns can create a tangled horn, which is viewed as an irrefutable symbol of primacy. Okay, cool. What are my current medallions? Honestly, I don't really know that I want to swap that stuff out at the moment. I like having just generally better, like, health and stamina and equip load stats, so... yeah, that's, I'm fine leaving that as is. But yeah, I almost didn't finish this game, or, you know, just kind of would have finished it on my own or played more of it on my own, but not actually do videos on it. But I did want to finish it out. I would have felt weird just like doing a little bit of it and then just kind of being like, actually, I'm done. Because I do still love the game. It's not, you know, it's not a situation of me not enjoying it, but there's just other stuff I want to play for the channel. Oh my god. Hello. That's a lot of these guys. Okay, we're gonna just leave. It is not worth fighting all of those guys. There's some more of them. Great. Great. Yeah, these guys are not, like, fun to play, so, or to fight against. Doesn't really seem like there's anything else here? Where am I going? Like, where is the golden path here? Because that other place just looped around to where we'd already been. Ah, great. I got a little bit tunnel vision there. Okay. Thankfully, I did survive that. Let's just get out of the way here, so because I have a fraction of health left. I am getting my thoughts are just like completely scatterbrained at the moment. Oh god. Okay, well, I guess we are not going back up that way. That's fine. I think I pretty much explored everything that was up there, so I don't really have a problem with that. And I guess now we kind of know where we're going at least. Yeah, anyway, the point is there's other stuff I want to play, but I'm going to play more of this at least. I don't know. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to finish this all the way through. But when I say that, I more mean, like, I'm going to plan to get to Promised Consort Radahn, and then if I can't beat him, that's fine. I'm not going to spend, like, 8 hours trying to take him down. But I do want to try to go for all the main bosses if I can, you know, just to get that FromSoft, you know, Elden Ring, Dark Souls experience in. I'm getting all turned around even in this room. I think this guy, yeah, that is an actual enemy. Okay, good timing. That was a little bit greedy, but we got it, so I will not complain. Have we been on the other side of there? I don't think so. I think there is going to be a shortcut. There was a message saying, like, look out for the lift. So I assume that we will get a shortcut here at some point. When that is going to be, who knows. But I think it will happen. So, yeah, gotta look out for the spinny tornado attack. Man, I am really just tanking hits. Like, way more than I should be. I am getting a little bit lax with my dodging. Is there a way up there to parkour? It doesn't really look like it, I don't think. If we had Torrent, like, yeah, that would be fine, but we don't have Torrent in here, obviously, so that may not be a place we can get up to at the moment. But, you know, we'll try and circle our way back around there, see if we can do it later. We have any enemies here? I don't see any. There were some messages that made me think, ah, there we go. There it is. Okay, the other thing is this sword staggers much better than the halberd did. It seems to just be all around a better one to go with. Oh god. Of course, as I say that, it decides to just not stagger, but that's fine. There's another one here. Hello. Oh god. I keep saying it, I gotta be more careful. Because we may actually, I mean, I'm out of flasks. I do have the physic flask, so I'm not completely out yet. But I'm pretty damn close out of healing. And also still not entirely sure... Why did I just swap to a bow? Okay, that's fine. That was strange though. I don't really think I flipped the switch there. Still missing that one item, by the way. I couldn't find a place to circle back around to it. Maybe I will. But if not, like, that's fine. Again, I'm not quite as antsy about, like, I gotta make sure I get everything as I was the last time I played this. So, you know, if I... Oh, God. FromSoft loves their pranks. They love him. They love him so much. I'm kind of over him, gotta be honest. Fun fact about me that I'm also discovering, as we speak, I should not record when I am hungry, because my motivation to play and do commentary is just not very high right now. Down ahead, Aldermore first off up. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, there we go. Here's a lift. That's kind of cool. Actually, super into that. Behold up. What is happening? Can I go back up that lift? Turn back and then seek up. How, though? Okay, lift's coming back down. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Don't fall off. Oh, my God. That is some sick-looking armor. I'm kind of already committed to Radahn's armor, which I'm not wearing all of because oh God. Okay, let's not have issues with this guy, please. Yeah, the sword that I'm currently using, Shield of Night. I do want to check this out actually. The sword I'm currently using is just too big, or too heavy to really use the full Radahn armor. This is kind of cool. I like the design a lot. It doesn't have 100% physical damage negation though, so I don't know that I really want to use it, but it is still, it's a cool design. The other thing I think that might be factoring into the fact that my motivation is kind of lower to do all of the, oh my god, that is quite a drop, to do the recording and stuff right now, is just because, like, the endless caves, you know, even the good ones, such as these ones, are just, I don't think, quite as interesting, you know? Exploring these it doesn't bring me as much joy as they did in some of the earlier parts of the base game. Which is weird, because the caves are better. But I don't know. It's weird. I thought I would kind of be more, like, happy to be back in the Elden Ring world. Because it has been so long since I have played it. Okay, let's not die right here. I think there's going to be a Stake of America, so that'll be kind of fine once we get to that point. But here, like that, for instance, that's what I was hoping would not happen. Okay, well, that's not great. That's going to take quite a while to run back to, actually. So I did at least actually rest of the Site of Grace. I didn't remember doing that, so I'm glad that I did, but it is still going to take a while to get back there. I do wonder, it almost looks like you can just roll straight off. Hang on. I'm going to give this a shot. This is maybe a terrible idea. Oh, no, it looks like it does work, actually. So, that's good. I think it's... I mean, it's a small... Oh, God. It's a small shortcut, but it is a shortcut, so I will take it. Now, the real thing is I gotta make sure I don't die again before getting back to my souls, because I had 200,000 of them, which is a lot, obviously. So, you know, I don't want to... I don't want to lose those. Hello. Oh, God. Okay. hang on. Have I... Ow. I think I have somehow found an area that I didn't find the first time. I'm trying to figure out how to get back down to where I was, though. Because looking at this, I may not have found a shortcut. I may have just found a different area to explore, which is not really what I was looking for. I thought I recognized the spot, but maybe I don't, though, so I may just have to go back up and run by everything, which is going to be annoying, but, you know what? Whatever. Okay, made it back. That took a surprisingly long time to do, actually. But we are back, so we can go back and, yeah, I got the souls back. I want to try and... Yep, okay, that's what I was pretty sure was there. Wanted to make sure we were good on that. I need to be... Yeah, I need to be very careful, because my souls are there. They're close. But there are two of these guys, and they actually are tricky to deal with in numbers sometimes, so... I want to be a little bit careful. Ooh, that was bad timing on iframes there. Okay, don't spam that, please. Don't spam stuff. Okay, so that part is clear. The boss fog is there. No checkpoint ahead, yeah. Thank you very much. That's what I assumed. Yeah, okay. I mean, but there will be a State of America, I assume. Okay. I don't remember, are these guys, can you backstab them? No, you can't. Okay, that's fine. See, this is what happens when I just am looking to kind of run through these places kind of quickly. I just get sloppy. I get sloppy with the rolls, and I just go for all the greed. Maybe there's not a State of America. Surely there is. Oh yeah, right there. Unless it's a summoning pool? I don't think it is, though. Alright, let's see what we got. Is it a reskin? Curseblade Labyrinth? Oh, God. Okay, whoa. Cast blindness on you, but I think actually, yeah, it's one of these guys. Okay. These guys are annoying as hell, but I'm doing a lot of damage. It doesn't even seem like they've beefed up his health, like, at all. So, and I might even be staggering him, which, if that is the case, yeah, this should not be too terribly difficult. I say that, watch this guy actually kill me. Yep, there it is. Okay, I mean, yeah, I think the gimmick here of it being dark is kind of the only reason why this is kind of a tricky fight, it seems. I don't think this will be... I mean, these guys are annoying. Like, their constant combos can be pretty tricky. But they're annoying as a regular enemy. As a full-on boss, this is not really an issue. Also, yeah, like, I'm definitely, like, doing some stagger damage here. So, this is kind of fine. Their poise is actually not really an issue. Okay. Wow, that was quick. Oh, interesting. No, you get a summon for that, for the Curseblade guys. That's pretty cool, actually. Again, don't use summons, but that's a cool one to get. Okay, so, cave complete. Now we have that other direction to go in, which, yeah, that's where I'm going to head over to. We're going to see, we're back in exploration mode. I'm, again, becoming less and less convinced that I make any sort of significant progress to Putrescent Night today. So this is just kind of going to be another big exploration episode. I should find a site of grace. I know there's one nearby. I should probably rest there because, yeah, 300,000 souls, man. That would be a lot to lose. So, let me see if I can find this. If not, I'll just go to one of the other ones, I guess. I just, yeah, surely there's another one that's not going to be too far on down the road. So long as I don't, like, make any really dumb mistakes here, I think I should be able to find another one without too much trouble. And then we'll level up there, and then keep on exploring. And yeah, see how things go. Hey man, how we doing? For pity's sake, your place is in the jar. Nigh sainthood itself awaits you within. For shamans like you, this is your lot. Life were you accorded for this alone. I'm not entirely sure what the lore implications are for that, but that sounded dark as fuck. Holy shit. Yeah, dark as fuck. Oh my god. Are we looking at Jagged Peak right now? Yeah, that sure looks like Jagged Peak to me. Which means that somewhere over there, Igon is cursing Bale. Yeah, that's definitely where that is. Okay. So, Jagged Peak is something that I'm going to wait a while to do. Like, Bale, I think, is, like, second to last on my list of the bosses that I'm planning to take on. In terms of order, I obviously want to fight him. I think Bale is a fight that I will enjoy. And of course, Igon, iconic, best NPC, maybe in all of Soulsborne. Solaire obviously is great as well, but you gotta love Igon. Okay, Grace Sight acquired. That's all I like to see. And again, actually just exploring around is making me kind of you know, like playing the game again. Not that I was like really bored or anything in the cave, but yeah, I don't find the cave stuff as interesting anymore. I don't know what it is. I think the thought of just having to do a bunch of them, like a bunch more, is a little bit I don't know. I just like, do I really want to do that? The thing is, I'm enough of a completionist that I am still planning to try and do all of that, pretty much. So, yeah, we'll kind of see how it goes. I'm not going to overly worry about, like, if I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Invisible sword. That makes me almost think there's maybe, like, an invisible platform here. I'm not going to test that out, though, because I also know that Souls players love to troll. So, I'm not going to take the bait. What the fuck was that noise? Somewhere a great rune has broken, and so too has a powerful charm. What does that mean? So this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know what a lot of the bosses are in Shadow of the Erdtree. I know what a lot of the areas are in Shadow of the Erdtree. You know, there are bosses who I kind of know the general location of, but there's also stuff like that, where I have no idea what the fuck that means. And that does mean that, like, there is still some excitement for me to, like, you know, gain from this, because I don't know everything about this game, even still. And, you know, because there's lots of stuff that gets packed into these. Okay, let's... Come on. Oh, God. No. Ugh. This Scarab is going to be a pain in the ass to try and take down, isn't it? Teleporting Scarab in a place where there's also a lot of other enemies to... Oh, that was a risky move. I don't know why I did that. In an area where there's also a lot of other enemies to take lock on. So, also this one might just teleport away if you get too close to it regardless, and you might need to do range for this guy, which I'm not even going to bother doing. I don't care how great the Scarab thing is here. I don't care enough to go Scarab hunting. So, not going to do that. I'm just going to keep on exploring. Okay, great. We got another one of these fire golem things. Again, I don't really care about these guys enough to use the big, like, hefty cracked pot strategy to take these guys out, because I know that's how you have to take out some of these guys now. Not all of them. Oh, God. Yeah, not all of them, but... Oh, God. What the hell? This fire's, like, chasing me. Okay, let's not get stuck here. I think that would be a problem. Yeah, I don't quite care enough to actually go for the taking these guys down. I don't think the rewards are good enough for it anyway. Alright, let's see what's up the Spirit Spring. Is it just a platform to take the golem down from? I think so. Oh my god. This is really loud. I can barely hear myself talk. Okay, possible Church of America up there, or Church of Mikola. I think it might be in this one still. So, I mean, that is a place that I wanted to go on the map, because I think there's definitely going to be something up there. I think possibly Erdtree fragment, but I'm not entirely sure on that, so I'll shut that out. What is up here, though? I need to take a look at the map so I can kind of have an idea on where we are. I did see the gray site, by the way. I'm not blind, I'm just ignoring it for the moment because I want to try and get a better idea as to where I am. Okay, there's another... What is this? Is this the church? Oh, maybe this is the church. Whoa, hang on, where... Okay, yeah, this is the church then. So what was... Okay, that's this. I see. So we'll see if I can get up over here. This looks like it's another biome, which, if it is, then I'm not really going to bother with doing it. I'll save that for later. Another one of the Finger Ruin things here is I think that's what it is. And then Shadowkeep entrance over there, but I think if I do go for Shadowkeep, I'm going to go for the main entrance. The front door, rather. Yeah, I think that's kind of the way I want to play that. But we'll see if I can find anything else from here. This looks familiar. I feel like I've seen images of this and clips and stuff. Part of me almost thinks there's a boss here, but I'm not entirely sure, so we'll go and see what this is all about. It's a pretty big building. I want to see what's kind of around the outskirts of it here first. I can see there being like a Tibia Mariner. Also, like, what are these guys? Okay, Whoa, hold on. That was kind of a lot. I want to see, like... Do they drop anything interesting? Oh my god, I'm actually got really close to dying there. Okay, I don't really care about those guys enough to really go for that. I think this is just going to take us back around over to where we were. That also, so this is also the other biome I was talking about. That looks pretty high up. To a degree that I don't think I will be able to get there from this side. That being said, there is also stuff over there. I mean, Shadowkeep... Yeah, I think I can see Shadowkeep right there, and it doesn't look like it's that far off the ground, so I might be able to take that side entrance into Shadowkeep, which is almost maybe smarter to do, because that's obviously, like, that's the easier way to do Stormveil, is off to the side. So, it's possible that, like, the same thing applies to Shadowkeep, but I'm feeling like I want to do the front door for Shadowkeep. So that's kind of what I'm going to plan to do. This has multiple entrances, it seems, maybe? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe this is just a random wall around the edge. Yeah, okay. This... Oh, God. Okay, hang on. Let me buy, please. I do not want to engage a whole bunch of random skeletons. This almost feels like a place where, like, a Tibia Mariner would be. I don't necessarily think there is going to be one here. But yeah, it kind of feels like there maybe would be. That's where we were just a little bit ago. Yeah, there's Bonnie Village over there. And then looking out, yeah, I think I explored that part of Scatualtus. Again, a little bit tricky to say definitively because of how long it's been since I've played. Oh, is this a remembrance duplication thing? Yeah, it is. Okay, that's handy. The most recent Elden Ring video I edited was the one where I found the one in the Finger Ruins of Raya and just completely wasted it duplicating a remembrance that I was not really planning to duplicate. So yeah, looking at the map, I think I did do this stuff all already. It looks like it's marked on the map, so the exception is maybe that over there, but even then, no, I probably did do that, actually. Front door to Shadowkeep is where it's over there, right? I think I see the fire golem. Oh, I'm looking at Rolana's boss arena, pretty much. Okay, so that gives me kind of a better sense for my bearings. Not that I really need to get my bearings too much here, because I kind of know where I am already in relation to the map. But I wanted to kind of get a sense for where I'd been, so that did help with that. Hold on, why can't I examine this? You're a beloved child taken before his time. Okay, I see. Bunch of options to read some of that. I thought it might be like a boss gets summoned when you look at that, but evidently not. So yeah, there's more than one entrance here. This is really interesting. This is big enough that I almost think it might be like an actual full-on thing with like enemies and stuff, whereas initially I did not really think that's what this was. Yeah, okay, looking at Shadowkeep from this angle as well, it is indeed very big. I think even see Bellerhat over there as well, which again, I've mentioned this before in this playthrough. Love how you can just see stuff on the map from like a whole ways away and be like, oh yeah, look at that was over there. Just a really cool way to, okay, we can't take Torton in here. That makes me think that there is certainly some sort of NPC boss. Maybe not though, because there is also just a gray site here. But yeah, it's cool. It's a really nice way to like visually show how much progress you have made as a player, which I really like. Okay, so what is there really to do here? This is totally a boss. Hang on. This is totally a boss arena. But for who? Okay, this is the other entrance. I don't know that I want to be here at the moment. This may be a little bit out of the realm of the place that I was expecting to go to today. Hello.
Well, we don't often receive visitors. I am Emir. Welcome to Manus Meta. It is a pleasure to have you. In lands so forsaken as these, chance encounters are precious indeed. Seeing that we have convened here on this day, allow me to mark the occasion with a modest offering.
Holy necklace. Ruins map. Okay. Map to old ruins received. Check inventory, though. Okay, hang on. I actually wanted to check this out anyway, because there's some other stuff, particularly the big sword that I wanted to check and see. That is somehow a dex weapon, despite the fact that it is a very large knife, so I'm not really going to use that, but... Simple old map, faded and dirty, acquired from Count Emir, High Priest, indicates the location of a hallowed ruin. I only wish to be of service. So, okay, this time mentioned Matir, which I assume is...
The map I gave you charts the site of a hallowed ruin. It is said that after sounding the hanging bell there, one's fate will be guided by the stars. I only wish to be of service, to help those who fight for their purpose. I'm not mistaken, am I? I can see it in your eyes. You are a fighter, are you not?
I'm assuming that's in reference to Matir, Mother of Fingers. I don't know for sure. However, I do kind of know how to actually get that boss fight going. That's one thing I actually did want to check out and see, because I think I saw the point where you are able to sound the bell. So I think I kind of know where to go for that. The other thing, though, this is also a thing, and I think this may also be in reference to this. The map is a little bit hard to read, so I don't know for sure which one it is referring to, but I think it's going to be one of those.
I've given you a map to the hallowed ruin. Oh, I suppose you expect a lesson of me, do you? I know the feeling. Those with purpose are nothing if not ravenous. For power. For truth.
Okay, sorcery guy. This is not helpful to me because I don't know shit about sorcery. Although I actually can... I can wield some of this, interestingly enough. I have enough intelligence for some of this. I think at one point I was going for like a hybrid build with strength intelligence. Okay, I don't know what this dude's deal is. That's kind of a typical FromSoft thing, though. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there's anything else really to do here at the moment. Again, I think this seems like it is something to do with the Mateer quest line. So that's something I'm not really planning to follow through on for a while. Again, Mateer I know is a remembrance boss, so I will plan to go for that eventually. But not immediately. I think for now I'm going to head back and try to explore that other thing I saw, that other structure right over there. See what the deal is, if we can get farther past there, if we can go over to this entrance of Shadowkeep. If we cannot, then I think I have kind of two options. One is to go back to Cerulean Coast. I was going to wait to do that until after approaching Shadowkeep from the front, because I think that's how you open up the path to the Stone Coffin Fissure. However, it does also potentially... It does strike me that the whole, like... whatever it said earlier, like the... like about a seal being broken or something. It wasn't exactly that, but it was, I think, something similar to that. It strikes me that that could be referring to the barrier to enter the Stone Coffin Fissure, which, if that is the case, and again, I'm not sure that it is, but if it is, then we can maybe just head down there. And if not, of course, then, you know, I'll come on back and go over to Shadowkeep and see if it is that opens that up. But if we can just go down there to start, then I think that would be kind of a good call. Because that seems like a good way to kind of really close out the episode. After getting kind of back into the groove of things, we did that cave, which was pretty easy and, you know, fine. Did some more exploring of Scatterwaltis, but to do it, you know, a new area and to finish it off with the first attempt at Putrescent Night would be, I think, a good way to go. So that's kind of tentatively my plan. We'll see. It shouldn't take too much longer to explore the rest of this part of Scatterwaltis. And since, you know, that also means that this is kind of mostly crossing off Scatterwaltis completely off the list, because this is kind of the bulk of the area left of Scatterwaltis was this kind of place today. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to plan to do. I need to try and find a way up to this structure up here, assuming I can even get to it at the moment. And I will check back in when I am up there. Alright, so that really didn't take long. I have indeed found it. There's a spirit spring here. I actually want to check out what this where this goes. Oh, I can't use that yet because that's one of the ones that's like blocked by the seal. So let me see if I can find that. I almost wonder if maybe that is going to be like the way to open that is going to be up top, because I think it, like, this looks like the only place where the spirit spring would go is like up to the top of the tower, unless it launches you up there. You know, where it's placed here, that wouldn't really make much sense, I don't think. So yeah, I'm gonna try up here. Oh my god, there's a lot of stuff here. It's all glint slab fireflies, which presumably is for crafting stuff, which is, again, something that I don't really engage with in this game all that much. So don't know how much use I'll have for it. This looks like one of those like puzzle tower things, so presumably will not take too long and will not be too difficult. I don't anticipate to run into any enemies or anything up here. Oh shit, okay. It was not lying. There actually was a hidden path this time. And it opens up the Spirit Spring. So, cool. That is quite handy. Now I wonder if it'll let us go much farther up, or if kind of the point was to do that puzzle, open up the Spirit Spring, and then we can jump all the way up. Yeah, it appears that that is indeed the case. So, that's kind of cute. I guess that's kind of a cute little puzzle there. Not terribly difficult, but the fact that it actually had a hidden path is cool. I like to see that because there's not many of those in Elden Ring. I was just here. Okay, let's try that again, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. Can I... What is... Okay, hang on. This is maybe a little bit trickier than I initially gave it credit for. Let's try and approach this from a different side and see if I can, like, just make it straight up here. Okay, cool. That's what I needed to do. And we've got the lift here. I'm not going to ride that down because I don't really need to, but I do want to just send it down so that way if I happen to fall off here and have to do this again, I don't have to do the platforming challenge. What do we have here? Rabat's Cannon. Which is what exactly? It is a ballista. Strength and dex. Used to fire great bolts. Power of the glintstones. Okay. I don't really think that's something I'm going to use. But, yeah, cool. We can cross this off our list of things to explore. Can I just drop... Oh, that's definitely... Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't think that was survivable. Fair enough. Fair enough. Also, you can ride Torrent here. I always kind of forget that you usually can ride Torrent in these for whatever reason. Even though it doesn't really seem like you should be able to. But that's fine. Alright, let's see what else we can find in this last little chunk of Scatty here. I'm a little bit confused here, because there are 3 messages saying that apparently there's something off here. I don't believe that. Yeah, I'm not... I almost did try that, I'm gonna be honest. Because the fact that there's 3 of them that all say that does give me a little bit more pause, but yeah, I don't know. That is not what what everything else is saying there, so I'm not gonna end up going that way. Okay, so it does indeed look like you can just walk straight into Shadowkeep here. And I am going to confirm that this is indeed Shadowkeep, because I think it is. But I want to make sure. You can take Torrent here, though, which is interesting. Okay, before I go farther in here, I'm just going to check to see, make sure I'm not missing anything out in this kind of wider plateau area out here. And then once I've checked that, I will head over and see, just to make sure that that is Shadowkeep. Maybe even get a grace site there, just so I have a way back there if I want to go that way. Might make it a little bit easier. And then from there, yeah, we will check the Cerulean Coast, I think. And if we can't go there immediately, I'll probably just beeline to the front of Shadowkeep and maybe try and go for it in this episode anyway still. Because I do think that that would be kind of a good way to go about wrapping the episode up. What is that noise? Is it just like the skeleton dudes doing their thing? Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. Okay, I thought that might have been another one of those like seals breaking or something. But evidently not quite. What do we have here? It's one of these guys. They're quite annoying. I don't... Is there a reason to... Oh, wait, no, hang on. It's this guy. I actually do remember this guy. Yeah, he's friendly. He just gives you shit, which is nice. Okay, so nothing really of note over on this plateau, though. So let's check it through that tunnel. See if it does, in fact, lead to Shadowkeep, which I'm pretty sure it does. And then, in turn, see if I can find a grace site. And then we'll go from there. Then we'll kind of continue on with the rest of the plan. Alright, and Torrent is now no longer able to be here. So, is this what I think it is? Shadowkeep Church District. Okay, so, be wary of ordnance. Oh my god. This is immediately very intimidating. It looks cool as hell. The music is really cool. This is going to be a big thing to explore, though. And again, it's not quite what I'm looking to really do in this episode. So we'll get the Grace Site. But now I am going to head back to Cerulean Coast and just check some stuff out, see if anything's changed. If not, I'll try and head for the front. Holy shit, this place is huge. Oh my god. And then, yeah, we'll kind of see... Looks like this water's probably instant death, but there is a lever, so this is probably a shortcut. Okay, there's a lot here. I'm gonna head out of Shadowkeep, though, before I get too sidetracked, because it is very tempting to just explore this right now. But I will come back here shortly, and well, shortly, probably like next episode. But yeah, I'm excited to explore that for sure. That's like the stuff I love in this game. Okay, so back to the Cerulean Coast. This is where I thought I saw the cave, and there is something here. Or maybe there's not. Yeah, okay, so this is nothing. I did just want to check that out just to see, but it does not appear that there's anything there. So let's head to the Fissure, see if this is open. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It sure is. Okay. So that must be what that message was, that this is now open. And so I guess this is what we're going to be doing for the rest of the episode, because... yeah, I was wanting to see what was down here regardless. Oh my goodness. Wow. Holy shit, man. So, it is interesting that there's a grace site that's like right next to the last one there. I had seen like... I don't get me wrong, I had seen some screenshots of this place. Because again, you know, game's been out for a while. I... you know, again, have not really been actively looking for spoilers or anything, but, like, I exist in kind of the Soulsborne space, so I do see this stuff, but it does not really do it justice as, like, seeing it on my own TV, where it just looks so cool, man. It's just, yeah, the scale of it, it's... I love it. I love Elden Ring. Okay, be wary of right. Okay, it's a lot of these guys who I have no real desire to fight. It is also interesting that this is going by, like, legacy dungeon rules, it looks like. Oh my god. Where, we cannot use Torrent here. So... That is quite interesting. This is so sick. Forget everything I said about not wanting to finish this DLC, because this is amazing. And again, like, stuff like this is why I just cannot get enough of FromSoft. I don't know that I'm gonna play Night Rain, I'm gonna be honest. The fact that it's co-op makes me not particularly interested in playing it, at least for this. I have friends that do want to play it, and so I, may play it off camera with them, but I don't know besides that if I'm really that interested in playing Night Rain. However, stumbling upon spots like this, it does make me more interested in trying Night Rain, just because, like, this is the kind of stuff that FromSoft comes up with on such a regular basis. So it's just so cool. Also, really like the music of this area. It almost sounds like kind of a twisted Firelink Shrine theme, which is very cool. All about that. Okay. Nice prank FromSoft. Thankfully the fall damage was not a thing there. Hello. Okay, if these guys are the main enemies of this area, that is fine by me, because they're not that difficult, so that's not too big of an issue. There was that one point earlier on, back in the very starting area, where there were like 7 of them in a very small space, and that was annoying. But, oh, and there's also the one in the cave off of the river. That one was, that was very annoying, to be fair. Because there were like probably 15 or so of them, and it was difficult to pull aggro, so you just kind of had to really take it slow. But this area does not really seem to have that problem. There are more of them, though, than you'd really think at first glance. Like, there's kind of a deceptive amount of them. I'm also really wondering, like, how big this area is. Because I would like to get to Putrescent Night tonight. I'd like to start that fight at least. Because it has been, also at this point, kind of a while since the last main, like, Remembrance boss fight. The last one was Rolana's back in episode 8. This is now episode 12. So it would be cool to at least, get one attempt in at Putrescent Night. But this place does look pretty big. So sometimes that is deceptive. Sometimes, the spaces look big, but they're not quite as sprawling as you may think they are. Sometimes, of course, FromSoft also does the opposite, where the spaces are very sprawling, even though they don't look that big on the surface. There's just another gray site right there. Interesting. This area is, like, really easy so far. We have a cross of Marika here, it looks like. Or, of Mikola, rather. So that is interesting. I'm hoping that means there is a Erdtree fragment here. I'm not positive that it does. But I think that's what that usually means from memory. Kindly Mikola, I see you've thrown away something you should not have under any circumstances. How will you salvation offer to those who cannot be saved when you could not even save your other self? I do wonder if that is at all connected to the fact that Mikola, like, does the whole promised consort Radon thing. I don't know that. Because, again, like, I'm not somebody who, like, knows a lot about the lore. Erdtree fragment, love to see it. Cardwords coalesce, I abandon here my love. Oh, that's what it's referring to. Damn, that's pretty dark. We've stumbled across a couple of pretty dark things in this episode. Okay, looks like you can drop down there. Obviously I want to get the gray site first, though. Also interesting to note that this is not on the map. It does look like, though, that you can travel between gray sites in here. The only reason I bring that up is if I drop down there, I may have to teleport back up here. So, yeah, it does look like we can still hop back up there, though. So that should be fine if we check out whatever's down here. Okay, is there actually anything cool down here, or are the messages lying as usual? Trying to get a sense for how big this place is just tough, because it's like also kind of in a cave, which means that it is a little bit tricky to gauge distance and such, because there's a lot of stuff obstructing your view. So I guess let's just drop off here for now. Okay. Still good there. Nothing around here. Obviously that's not anything, but like there is stuff down there, but it's like it's kind of hard to tell if that's anything. You can't see any messages down there, like, so that's kind of what I'm talking about. With spaces that are this big, not everything is close enough to like render, and so as a result, it can sometimes be hard to tell if what you're looking at is part of the explorable area. Whoa, that looks like something that's pretty good. Hard to tell if it's part of the explorable area or if it's just, you know, like random texture that's just there for kind of set dressing. Okay, parkour. Can I get over here? Okay, cool. That was not really anything. The Saint Trina sword thing, that sounds cool. I don't think that's really something that I'll be able to wield, though, because it does not... Just looking at it, it didn't really look like a weapon that would fit into the strength build thing. Oh, God, these bird enemies are a little bit irritating. Thankfully, they don't have much health, though, and there was only one of them here, so that also is very handy. Oh, it's some of these guys. Hey, what's up? I'm not gonna attack them, because they don't really seem to be doing anything. Okay, so... Where is this leading? Because we've kind of dropped a fair bit down. So, like, where else could this go? Does this loop back around? Are we dropping down there? I'm not really sure. Is this a place okay, so this is looped back around, it looks like, and this is the main path forward again. So I think I saw this guy earlier on from higher up there. I think we did just kind of loop around, which is good, because I was a little bit unsure as to, like, where I kind of was now. But I do want to make sure I didn't miss anything up in this area while I was taking that little detour, so let's just double check and make sure there's nothing here that I did not get. Like, for instance, a Grave Glovewort 2, which I do not plan on using. Okay, so I see the cross and the grace site. Let me just make doubly sure that's indeed what this is. Okay, sweet. So it is, which is good, because it means that, yeah, we are on the right track again. I didn't even lose any health there, I don't think, so we should be, like, totally fine to just keep on going. And so this is also... I can have a bit of a different angle here than I did earlier. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot more left to this area, actually. So I am kind of curious if this section is not quite as big as it kind of seems to be. Oh, God, that took me off guard. Okay, this is one of the ones that I actually want to take out, it looks like. So, let's try to make sure that I can kind of get around this guy. Okay, that guy's down. That's good. I wasn't really planning on fighting any of those guys, but yeah, that Pachu laser beam was annoying, and I don't even just mean from a fact that it does damage. I mean from the sense that the sound it made was annoying. I didn't like it very much. Oh, God. Totally forgot about those type of guys as well. Oh, God, there's another one. Good Lord. Oh, no. I don't know how I didn't get damaged by that one. Okay, let's hide over here so I can heal. Okay, we're gonna rush this guy. I think if I'm sprinting, it's harder to get hit by that thing. Also, if you're like right up next to it, it doesn't have the angle on you, so that's good. There's another one up there, though. Oh, God. Ugh. Ugh. I already don't like these things. Okay. I do need to kind of explore around to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Because I think I came from that way. Right? But let's, you know what, let's go around and get this guy first, because this is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with if he's just up there the whole time. Okay, where is it? Okay, it's over there. Okay, let's make a run for it. Okay. Looks like this barrier is too high for me to actually jump around, so I may have to take a different route up here. Also pretty sure that just staggered me, so thank God I didn't just die straight up there, because that would have been very annoying. Okay, that one is down. So there's another path over there, but then I can also still go this way. That looks like the main path forward, and then you see some stuff over there. Let me take this guy out, because this looks like another one of the Pichu guys. Yep, sure is. Okay. Okay, sweet. That's another one down. And now we have a couple of options, it seems. Because we can just drop straight down there, but there is that other path around that I also wanted to see where that went. Right, like down this way. So I might check that first. Because again, I want to try not to miss too much here. That drop should be fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let's see what's over this way. Now that that guy is not just firing off shit endlessly. Doesn't really look like there's going to be much here, so yeah, this does appear to be the path that I wanted to take first. Because again, it's the way I go. I try to not go down the main path first. Okay, that's possibly a problem here. Gotta be careful, because there's a lot of these guys. And I don't want to get stuck in a situation where they all go at once. Oh god. Yeah, see, even just one of them kind of packs a pretty heavy punch. So let's just grab that and run. Okay, well, that turned out to be pretty much nothing, so I guess we'll just head back around on the main path, see where that goes next. It does look, again, like maybe it will be a little bit more sprawling than I thought it looked just a couple of short minutes ago, so who knows? Who knows if we even finish this area tonight? I would like to, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure that that is going to happen. Okay, a lot of these guys. Let's be careful here. I was worried there mostly not even about the damage. I did not want to get thrown off the edge. So, Grace Sight, though, being right here is good, for sure. Oh my god. That was terrifying. I almost just dropped straight off into the abyss there, right next to a Grace Sight that I had not yet gotten. So, thankfully, that's fine. Oh, interesting. What do we have over here? Okay, more Grave Bloodwort, which, yeah, is not really that helpful to me. Okay, that's fine, though. Let's do the Grace Sight. and then see how we're looking here going forward. Okay, so path's going over this way. I hear something. I also see stuff down there, so there is definitely... Oh, you can just drop down there. Oh, God. Spinny Demon Souls-esque skeleton here. Somebody's also throwing fire. Oh, God, this is maybe a problem. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Shit. Okay. I need to be very careful here because these guys will respawn. Yeah, okay. I forgot that these skeletons do that. Wow, that was close. Okay, so we can go around up here. And I did... Obviously there's somebody up here, yeah. So you over there. Let's take this guy down first. Okay, so there is a path down. I want to see if there's anything up here. Besides more skeletons. I'm trying to basically check and see if this is like the main path forward or not. Oh my god. What the hell? What the hell is this? I don't really know which way it wants me to go here. I guess I'll head down first. That's kind of not the obvious way, which makes me think that it's maybe the more exploratory path. So I'll try this. Unless this just goes straight to the boss. Hang on. The good luck message makes me think that maybe Putrescent Knight is here. And the fact that we just got a spell called Massive Putrescence certainly lends credence to that. But I want to double check. Just in case there's kind of... Great, that was really good timing. I may have to teleport back to the Gray Site, which I don't really want to do. But I'll give this a shot here. I'm gonna see, I'll see if there's anything up here, and if it does indeed look like the boss fight is here, then I'll teleport back up to the Gray Site, head back the other way, and then I'll come back this way. After that, just run by everybody and go for Putrescent Knight. I may just leave that guy down there, actually. I don't think that's really going to be... I don't think it's really going to be a problem down there, so I may just let him go and run past. Oh my god, this guy is tanky. I thought the rest of these guys were tanky, but this guy is extra tanky. Ow, and he does quite a fair bit of damage. Okay, they are staggerable, though. I wasn't sure if this one would be. Okay, that's that one down. Only reason I actually cleared that was to see if it gave me anything interesting. And the answer is not really, so that's fine. Oh god, there's a Leonine Misbegotten over there. Ugh, god. Okay, what's down the other path then? Oh wait, hang on. This is where we just were, right? Yeah, so it just looped around, I guess? Oh, interesting. Okay. It didn't really feel like we were going that far up, but I guess we did, so it just looped around. Okay, cool. I'm glad I went down that way first then. Yeah, that looks like a Leonine Misbegotten, so this is going to be real interesting. Okay, its health is not too bad, though. Damage is going to be high, obviously. Oh, God. Okay, hang on. I'm actually gonna run the fuck away here for a second. Okay, that was a little bit close. We got an incantation, though. That's cool. I don't use incantations, but that's fine. Okay, yeah, it didn't have a ton of health, which is real good, because my flasks were already running a little bit low. Also, it was fairly staggerable, so, yeah, those things made that fight not so bad. Otherwise, that could have been rough, because it did do a lot of damage. It just also was not able to kind of take too much damage. Okay, and it looks like we got a gray site over here. Let's not fall off before getting to it. Okay, cool. Where is the gray site, please? I could very much use it. I didn't think this area was that tricky to begin with, and it's, like, to be fair, it's still not. I actually don't think I've died yet in this area, but, yeah, it is getting a little bit sketchy here with the lack of flasks that I currently have. Okay, gray site's over there. Good stuff. Love to see it. Now, how much farther does the area go? Whoa. What the hell is going on here? This is wild. This is pretty cool, though. It's like a just cult of animals gathered around the gray site. That's pretty sick. I have a feeling that we are about to find the boss. I'm going to take a look and see how much more do I need to level up. Okay, about 24,000 souls. So I'm going to do that real quick, because if this is the Putrescent Knight, if I happen to lose all of my souls, I don't want that to be a huge issue. Okay, so I think if I use this consumable rune, that should give me like exactly enough, basically. And then let's see. Let me make sure. Yeah, pretty much. We'll have like 1,000 left over. I guess let's get strength up to 70. I don't know. And then maybe I'll work on leveling up endurance and some other stuff after this. So, okay, summoning pool is here. Again, leading me to believe that we are on the verge of finding the Putrescent Knight. The only thing that makes me a little bit unsure as to... Okay, why is it always horse? Putrescent's definitely coming up here, right? I wasn't entirely sure because I don't... It's not always typical for them to put a gray site right next to a boss like this. Sometimes it's just like Stake of America. That being said, I think that actually is usually not the case for Remembrance bosses, which I know that Putrescent is. So, alright, it looks like this is where the boss fight is. Oh, please grant me the courage to fly to your feet, my dearest, Saint Trina. That reminds me, let me check out this sword that I got. Strength, Dex, Intelligence hybrid sword that also casts Sleep as its ultimate ability. Okay, that's cool. It's not the strength build that I typically go for, but cool. Let's take the plunge. Into the abyss we go. Okay, where are you? Absolutely awesome arena here, by the way. Very cool. And there he is. There's the good old Putrescent Knight. Oh god, okay. See how we're doing on damage? Okay, not a great first attempt. I wonder if the horse takes damage for the Putrescent Knight. That is something that's maybe an interesting idea. But either way, I only planned to do one attempt. That being said, that was such an immediate death that I do want to at least see what the damage is like. So we're going to give this another shot. And I just want to see how much damage I'm doing. Because this is the first Remembrance boss I've fought since Rolana. And when I fought Rolana, I had a different weapon, so I want to see kind of comparably how we're doing Remembrance boss-wise. Holy shit. I'm taking a lot of damage, that's for sure. Oh my god. I am taking so much damage. Oh my god. But it does look like I do okay damage as well, which is what I wanted to see. Because, yeah, Remembrance bosses, you know, I want to try to beat all of them, except for Radon. Radon's the one that I may just give up on, if it really is looking like it's a little bit too much. But I want to beat all the other Remembrance bosses. And, yeah, I also, I know, by the way, I was like, oh, I'll just do one more to see how much damage I do. I would like to try to get, like, a real attempt in. So I might give this one more shot. And then I probably will call the episode here. But, yeah, I want to get a little bit of the moveset down, at least. Oh, God. Okay. Charging horse attack is a little bit nuts. Okay. So, yeah, obviously not doing terribly well at the boss right now, but that's to be expected. That was my third attempt on a Remembrance boss. Not terribly surprised to see it not doing that well. And the thing is, there seem to be gaps between attacks for room for counter, which is good. It was one of my big complaints for Rolana, is I didn't really feel like there was much because her combos just kept going. And the attacks seem to be pretty well telegraphed, so I think this is probably going to be pretty doable. And that'll be the focus of the next episode. It'll be this, and then once Putrescent is down, I'll head for the front entrance of Shadowkeep and probably start to explore Shadowkeep. I don't think I'm going to get far in Shadowkeep because it is such a huge location. But yeah, that is kind of the plan for next episode. So thanks everybody very much for watching here. This ended up, despite the fact that I was slightly disillusioned at the start of this episode, this ended up being a fun one. The Stone Coffin Fissure, while not a terribly complex area, I mean, look at this place, man. It's so cool. And we found Putrescent Knight, which was kind of a huge goal of mine. So, yeah, thanks for watching the video, everybody. I very much appreciate it. You can do all the YouTube stuff like liking the video and subscribing to the channel and all that stuff if you really did enjoy the video. If you made it this far, I would really appreciate it. But yeah, otherwise, thanks for checking the video out. Again, really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next episode here.